Hello everyone, my name is Lucifer and welcome to a game called Offering of the Willow, or Willow Witch. I can read. It's going great. The hissing of the heater punctuates another quiet day of running the shop. No real customers, employees taking a day off so the cafe is also quiet. Contemplate picking up and reading a book when I hear the ting of the front door's bell ring. Two sets of footsteps climb down the stairs. You sure this is the right place? Should be the same address as Fern sent. A twitch of the ear from a familiar name. The sign said open, but is anyone even in there? Only one way to find out. Come on. Whoa, fancy. Got the laurels wrapped around this place. Good evening, table for two. Oh no, we're here to shop. Fern recommended this place. She a friend of yours? A good friend, yes. I'm Willow. Charmed. Koi? Marissa, nice to meet you, Willow. Likewise, feel free to browse around. If you want, meet me at the booth if you have any questions. A nod from them both as they head off to look around the shop. Suppose this quiet date has got much less so. Always interested to see what people have to say. Interesting. Okay. So I get to look around and interact with stuff. Ooh. Aw, plushies. Odd. I don't even remember stocking those. Quite an assortment. Are these even all the same brand? Oh, wait, right. It was a clearance sale sort of thing. A box full of them for cheap. Priced accordingly, I hope. I give her an enigmatic a gaze as I can. Ooh, hey, this one is connectimal. What's that? It was a plush toy that gave you access to an online game with it. Teacher had bought it one for the entire class to use. That didn't go well with everyone trying to log in at the same time. Yeah, gonna crash the server somehow. Gotta crash the login page somehow. Well, at least now you can buy one for yourself, right? Server shut down years ago, unfortunately. Fan servers, let's go! Let's start the fan servers! But I can still buy the plush. True, but it feels like there's something missing, you know? I don't, but if you say so. Okay. Ooh, moo. Ooh, wow, a cookie jar. Is that a devil or is that a cow, girl? Oh, it's adorable. Are we sure it's a cow, though? What else would it be? Maybe some kind of demon thing? I was right, for I am Lucifer and I know these things. Has the horns, at least. Koi, the cookie jar literally has the most pinchable cheeks imaginable. That doesn't preclude the demonness, though. I know, right? We demons are terrible and enhanceable. Well, when I get it, definitely would fit our inner kitchen nicely. I don't think we'd ever have enough cookies to use the thing, though. Just buy some Chips Ahoy and put the Chips Ahoy in there. It's fine. No one needs to actually make cookies. And if it goes moldy, it just goes moldy. No one cares. You can always throw it out the window and get another one. The jar, not the cookies. The jar does become moldy. Don't ask. Sounds like a problem easily solved. But no, I get it. Leave it for someone who would have better use for it. Okay, that would be cool. Oh wow. Okay, no, that's the same thing as before. It's the same thing as before. This thing, binders. Didn't expect to see Vita's tapes of all things. She takes one of the tapes, reading along the spine label. Not much of note on these tapes, just old recorded shows. Didn't expect you to know what those were. Okay, I mean, to be fair, a lot of kids nowadays don't even know what CDs are, so you know. Yeah. Hey, come on, they're not that old. Are they? A soft look from both me and Marissa, a sigh. Well, whatever, not like I'm gonna buy a tape player these days. She pushes the tape back into the shelf, stopping halfway. Funny, I actually do have a memory about these old tapes. It's an old natty sofa resting against those garish throw pillows. Watching a movie of some sort, forgettable in the grand scheme of things. But one moment, the scene fades to black, a commercial plays for 2-3 seconds. Does all your baking come out boring? Introducing, and it cuts out. Back to the movie. Guessing the tape was some recording of a cable movie, a few seconds missed. A switch of tone, a whisper under one's breath. Why do I remember that? Why now? Marissa pushes the tape in the rest of the way. Always the best memories, those fleeting moments between waking and sleeping. Don't remember them as well as we should. Maybe I'll do my best to remember this one then. A smile lifted from whatever reverie she was in, fingers entwined. Yeah, I mean, we all remember some random things at times, and that's totally okay. We just gotta remember those random things, and it's just the hoe. Gotta get the hose in. I once again click on the same thing again, even though I knew that it shouldn't would probably be the same thing, but then it feels separated because there are two different objects there. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm assuming that there's some sort of like magical stuff happening because witches and stuff like that. So yeah. Is this the poster of this city? It's not, but I see no reason to tell them that. A far-off place where I learned to mix drinks, tend a bar. That would be cool. I forgot her name already, but we need the witch bartender game. That would be so cool. Hard to tell. It's been a while, and our skyline keeps changing with all the construction. Reminding of the view on the drive-in when we were moving. Highway lights were down, so the city was all the brighter on the horizon. All those glittering lights, shimmering reflections on the river. The speed as we drove by. Unfortunately, the living condition in the city isn't nearly as glamorous. Better than before, though? I do miss the sodium street lights. They only have LEDs in the city, so the color of the night away from us. Alas, double energy efficiency. Probably don't want that poster then. Either it's shot off the city, which is superfluous, or it isn't, which I'm not buying a picture of a city I've never been to. You could have it as a goal to go to the city and, just find out by not looking it up, just by going to random cities and finding out where it is or which it is. That would be a fascinating thing to do. Like, an interesting, like, game kind of thing where you take a photo of a city, you give it to someone, and they have to figure out what city it is by just going around and not looking up anything. And they have to like go to like different places and try to see if the photo matches that place, and that would be an interesting game. Probably impossible at times unless you like limit it to like near your same country or something like that. Quite relief from me. I rather like that poster there. That's nice. Huh? I don't expect to see this poster of this around. The two crowd around the poster. Depicting a bright-eyed girl with a winged rod and a little sphinxy buddy. Fig? Old magical girl from way back when. Girls get magical powers from her magical sphinx companion named Finksel, tasked to save the world. A lot of episodes were just kind of chill slice of life affairs, though. There's a slight softening of her face, the bags on her eyes feeling just a little lighter. Sounds like a good time. Perhaps not for a young kid me. I don't know how good we had it back then. Watching those episodes again these days, it's a very warm feeling. Maybe we can watch them together sometime. Yeah, I think they still hold up today. As for the poster, do we have the wall space? The two pause in thought. In the bathroom, I think. Let's not then. No, okay. So they have a little bit of like one likes it, one doesn't like it ness going on around here. But it's totally fine when you get with someone. It's just how it be. Yeah, okay. The two of them pick around the books in the back of the room. I must admit, don't entirely know what I have stocked there either. Koei focuses on one particular book, reading passages, while Marissa continues to look through the spine covers. Oh, a call of surprise which brings her partner over to look. Curiosity brings me over to take a peek myself. She clears a bit of space on the table, laying out the book on it. The soft creak of cardboard as she opens up the book. A knight on a horse, pastoral fields and windmills, sun shining overhead. Aw, that's really nice. It's an old picture book of my parents that my parents used to read me. Kind of your standard tale, knights and chivalry and such. The illustrations and pop-ups made it all the more special, though. Watch. Pulling all sorts of tabs, the windmill spins to an unseen breeze. The knight rocks along the horse. But it's the slightest details that charm me. A slight sway to the grass, the waving of the hair. You can tell they really cared with it, huh? I'd always ask for the night book, and I don't think I ever really got tired of it. Yeah, I only had a few of those pop-up books, and they were really fascinating. But yeah, I got bored of them really fast. But they were really really cool to like open up and like feel how cool it was. The reason I didn't like them that much was because they were so thick, and I actually got such little content out of those, which yeah, as a kid, that's weird to think about. I preferred like actual novels because I could actually like read them, and there was like more story that I could get out of it. Yeah, I was a weird kid. Okay, and I'm still a weird kid. You want to get it? Don't think any of us will be reading it, but it'd make for a good table book. A sigh, mixing with the slow creak of the book as Marissa closes the book. I don't really want it anyway. It was nice, still is nice, but there's nothing left of it to experience except my nostalgia of it. Besides, it's not like it's the most relevant to me when I just work in an office all day, huh? There's a hum of agreement, but still a lingering bitter feeling of putting it back into the shelf. Yeah, I get that when you want to get something, but you just can't justify it. That's happened to me so many times over the past few years. Wait, my thing is not okay. Everything is dying. Everything is dying. Okay, everything is dying. Just wait a minute. Wait a second. Wait a second. That is the one annoying thing about that. Wait. I need to reduce. Do I have to make it go up? There we go. Now I'm bouncing a lot more. There you go. I am bubbly bouncing. There you go. Okay. That just took a little bit of that. I just need to make that go down a bit. There you go. There you go, buddy. There you go. All right. There, I am more bouncy now, and everything is okay, and I will not die. I have fixed it. Everything's okay now. Everything's totally okay. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Just sometimes when you want to get something, it's just not a. It just doesn't work sometimes, and that's just how it be. That's just how it be, and you can't do anything about that. And that is a very loud creaky weaky. Okay. I think I'm done with this area. So wait, what if I click on the bottom? That goes back there. Okay. Let's go here next. I just want to take a look at what I can interact with. Clicking that just goes there. Oh, the clattering of cloth hangers fills the store as the pair peruse the rack. Most of it's old stock, but before my time as a store owner. Eclectic mess of t-shirts, jackets, and oh wow, a pale blue dress sandwiched between a t-shirt for a sandwich shop and some cargo shorts. Even in the low light of the shop, it gleams with beauty. Wordlessly, Chloe brings it up to Marissa's chest. Aww, looks like a snug fit. Blush. I always wanted to dress like this. Spoken in a whisper nearly drowned out by the ambience. We can just buy it then. How much does it cost? I name an insultingly low price. I mean, if they want it, gotta get it to them. Gotta get it. That works. Yeah, we'll definitely buy. A gentle hand bringing down the dress. It's not just about the dress, Chloe. It's a sigh, wistful look. The vibe, the circumstance. Some gala with lights as bright as the stars, ballrooms, that stuff, I'm not exactly getting invited to those kind of events. Doesn't mean you can't appreciate something that's really nice and that you can use. Just a relaxing and dropping of Chloe's eyes. She raises an eyebrow, looking towards me. Alas, I'm no fairy. Alas, I'm no fairy godmother. Well, do you want to buy this anyway? I don't know. I don't think there's any space in the closet, and I wouldn't want to let it waste in there. What? There's plenty of space in there. Yeah, because you have only like one shirt. If anything, we should be picking out stuff for you. Yeah, it's one shirt, but it's a good shirt. The dress is returned to the rack, forgotten in the light bickering. The argument ends with a groaning sigh, smiles, moving on. Watching on, Marissa's eyes lingers on the dress for just a moment longer. Get the dress, it's worth it. If it's an insultingly low price, then it's worth it. The two stop, staring at the Dutch oven on the top shelf. Fuchsia glaze, large enough to cook up a meal for a family. Why does it seem like this shop can only sell cooking supplies? I mean, a cheap and good cooking supply, that is like the prime best gift to get yourself or anyone else to that matter. Oh gosh, what I could cook with that. Stews and soups and a bread recipe I know. Sounds heavenly in this cold. Does, doesn't it? It's been quite a while since I've managed to host any kind of meal thing, you know. You do plenty of cooking for us both, though. More of a formal celebratory thing, though. Sometime soon. I can only hope. Want to pick up the pot then? Save it for that sometime? I don't know. Wouldn't want it to take up just taking us away. I get that. I really do get that. I am not yawning because it's 3 a.m. in the morning right now. No, I'm not. But I really do get that. Like I have a couple of things like cooking things that I just don't use, and I've gone around to using them more, and I use them pretty evenly now because I've forced myself to use them because I have them, and yeah, just it's cool to have them, and I now realize how valuable they are because I do use them. So tit for tat. Give it a week or two, and if we still want it, we can come back and pick it up. All right. Yeah, it's the thing about like going through these kind of like shops, like you find things that you really want, but then you always find things and reasons to not get the things that you need, or like not need but want. And yeah, adulting everyone, it'd be hard. Those two stand beside the shelves of mugs with the most intense look of distress on their faces. Koei, we can't. I know, but look, the one has little. Get it? If it has little cats or dogs or penguins or giraffes, get it instantly. You must. It is a rule. Oh, the little cats. No, we already have too many mugs. Do we have any of with the cats on them though? No, we don't. No. Wait, no, but then you'd have the cat mug and I wouldn't have a matching mug. An intense, exaggerated sigh. Right. Best not then. Still, cat mug. Cat mug. Oh no. Maybe we should just give it to them as a gift once they leave. Once they leave? What do you mean once they leave? As they leave? Odd painting. Looks like a bird nun? Looking for a book by the fish pond, yeah. It has that weird kind of serenity to it, doesn't it? Calm but not relaxing, if that makes sense. Not entirely sure I get it, but sure. Want to get it? No wall space, but I think we could find a table frame or something. Tempting, I'll admit, but probably can think on it for now. Coffee mug, huh? Awfully find this. Oh, the stand mixer. Those things are good, but so expensive. Why are they so expensive? They've been around for years and they're still so expensive. I don't understand. But they're good. Well, what makes you say that? There's a little bit of everything in this shop. Exactly, which makes something as droll as a stand mixer kind of a standout. Don't think we need it though. We can make bread well enough as is. Maybe some other stuff then. I know these things come with attachments for like pasta. Oh, sorry, I think I lost those attachments somewhere. Oh well, never mind then. Not that big of a loss. Who'd buy a stand mixer in a shop like this? You two have no idea. You could get the attachments elsewhere. Like you can buy the attachments outside of the shop. You know that, right? Console. Get the console. Watch the two crowd around the little cabinet. Marissa puts up a tender finger under the stuffed doll's hair, twirling the braid about. Koei, meanwhile, takes interest in the hat, putting the wand aside, picking it up. What do you think? Looks good on you, Koei. What's it for anyway? Oh, magic shows. Folks who dress in the nice tux, do stuff with their cards, pull rabbits out of those kind of hats. Looking up on the hat on her head, fingers around the brim. Doesn't seem much like magic, honestly. What did I disagree with you there? Always amaze me whenever I manage to catch one of those shows myself. Really, you don't seem like the type that'd be impressed by magic tricks. An undertone of not quite sarcasm to her voice. Even knowing how it's done is still quite a bit of work. The dexterity required to move cards about, keeping things hidden and fluid. I used to do like card tricks when I was in middle school. in like the dorms. I used to like practice magic and stuff like that. I used to be good at like some amount of card forcing and also feigning cards. But I've forgotten all those tricks now. It's been so long. I do want to learn those things again. That would be so cool to do. But yeah, you can now know. You can know. You can now how it. I can read. Lucy can read. Lucy promises that he can read. You can know how it's done, but it still take months of practice to perfect. Well, not to mention, even once you know the tricks, can perform. I can't read. I just can't for some reason. Even once you know the tricks, to perform the tricks, it's another to perform a stitch of the crowd. That sentence made no sense. Did it? Did that sentence make sense? Did that sentence even make sense? I feel like that sentence did not make sense. Blah, 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 blah. That's a bit of jealousy I can understand. Spotlight's on you. All those chairs. Even in a crowd of one, I feel like I'd choke. A small huff of approval. Kobe placing the hat back down on the counter. Probably not something for me then. Okay. Road Street. Is this a road sign? Green on off-white. Street name in Arial white. Oh no. Storm had blown the sign down and Fern for some reason brought it inside? Yeah, it's a genuine reproduction of one. Two looks, one smiling, one unamused, neither convinced. Well, I think I'm well past the life phase where I have one of those in my apartment. Not like it means much if you didn't take the sign yourself. Why would you even put a sign in your place anyway? No, wait, I would have loved stolen that hat's place sign. Why am I finding it so difficult to read right now? What's place? You know, the town we drove by on our way here. There was nothing else notable about it except for the sign name. I was focused on driving, so I probably didn't notice it. Understandable. You think we'd have the time for another road trip? Really, didn't think you enjoyed the first one that much. It was relaxing, honestly. Nice to just see places, things, and also drive along the roads that I spent weeks walking through. Unfortunately, you know how work is. Probably best not to do in the winter months anyways. Ice and all that. True, would like to get a driver's license myself, but... Interrupted, looking at me, something I'm not privy to. Give them a nod, head away. Quiet discussion had without me. Interesting. There is more lore with the characters. Oh. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, next one. Okay. Not as much to look at. Plant. The two walk up to the small cart parked in the corner. Never mind, it's the tea sets. A push cart, kind of like you see on airplanes, bottles on the top, as well as a shaker and... Oh, sorry, please don't touch that. It's not for sale. Oop, my bad. Very nice cart, though. Roll it around, serve drinks to customers. Well, yeah, it'd be nicer if the city approved my liquor license already. Almost been a year and I haven't even got a message back. Probably because they're drinking on the job, you know? Damnable bureaucracy. Indeed, makes me wish I had kept the shop as is. License for a cafe, license for drinks, license to renovate. I do get it, but you'd think they'd at least have the courtesy to respond to, well, anything. Good luck with resolving that. Look in their eyes, a type of pity and understanding. That this might never get resolved. True. Oh, is that... Marissa gets up on her tiptoes, peering at the machine on the top of the shelf. If I am just destroying everything that I own. Dark purple bakelite glints in the store, light with a stainless steel accents. Sewing machine, my own personal one. Had a good few years of usage, but unfortunately, I don't need to sew my own robes nowadays. What's up there? Chloe does her best to stand up alongside her, but can't reach the same height. Seems like a sewing machine. I was wondering if it's a good one. A good one? How can you tell? Whether it's old or not, usually. Used to be sewing machines basically lasted forever, when they were mostly just metal. The modern ones are like plasticky and such, always ends up breaking too quickly. Huh, didn't know you sew. I don't, but definitely want to start learning again. A passing frustrated sigh. Grandparents used to have this really nice sewing machine, old white thing that made a ruckus of the whole place. Then they passed. Stuff gets shuffled around, inherited, donated. Sewing machine included? Think my parents we have it somewhere, but who knows. It's funny. Whenever Grandma was sewing, I'd always go to watch. He'd always invite me to learn, willing to teach me how it works. And each time I'd wander off, kid that I was. And now here I am, spoken as if part of a sigh, standing there, stoic, with the exception of fidgeting with the cuffs of her sleeve. A sign. Cool, thanks. Hand on shoulder. Pulled in a moment, smile is barely noticeable. The day continues. Okay. Fairy lights. The lamp gives the armchair a warm light, a cozy corner that I usually use to read in downtime. Brass base, green glass shade. I picked it up at some surplus sale, some office closing down. Marissa barely glances at it, giving it a scowl. Why must these lamps be everywhere? Not a fan? One on every desk at my old job, and I remember just staring into the green one during one particular bad night of overtime. Just completely burnt out, burning my eyes off for a few good minutes. Should have left the job sooner. We wouldn't have met then. Spoken as a whisper, possibility never considered. True. I should have left in a more spectacular fashion then. Maybe with your current job? They haven't earned the ire. Yet. Gotta ire it up first. Gotta ire it up all the way. Let's go. The two approach the cabinet, Marissa nearly jumping back as she notices what's against the wall. Quietly edges away from it. You alright? Yeah, just bad memories. When I was a kid, I bumped into one of those when we were visiting our aunt. She looks towards the high shelf, in her eyes she's still so small. A clattering, a panic, but nothing broke. When I could bring myself to open my eyes, the plates had all fallen, but were resting against the cabinet doors. Oh no. There was only one way it could end, but a million different ways it could go. But young me decided to keep quiet, and when my parents wanted to get the fine plates out for our visit, the inevitable, spoken in silence. Well, last time we visited our aunt. I don't think people actually own cabinets for plates nowadays, but I'm definitely never getting any. That is scary, yes, that has happened to me before. And it resulted in a lot of broken glass. It was not great. Painting. Ooh, I remember this play. What's that? A musical adaptation of the old myth of Orpheus. It's a good watch. The ending is particularly heartbreaking. Aya definitely cried. Aww. Doofy little smile on Koi's face, the kind you only spare for loved ones. Gosh, it's been a while since I've seen it through. Or any play for that matter. No time, no energy. I only did like 2 plays, I think. I think it's 2 plays. I've been to 1. I remember 1. I think I've been to one other one that I don't remember. There was one play done in my middle school by a Broadway team. So maybe 1.5. It was supposed to be on like the main stage of our school, but due to some problems, they had to do it in a very tight and small room, and had to like choreograph some stuff because it was a smaller room. So I'll just say 2.5. Sorry. Yeah, I think it's 2.5. A sigh that lingers, washed away by the hissing of the heating system. Any chance work lets up soon? Right before the holidays? No chance. Probably won't be anything for the rest of winter, and something will probably come up in spring. Never had any free time before, but now it feels like the universe is just rubbing it in. Miss those carefree days sometimes. But now I'm here with you. A fair trade, I'd say. A shared bringing warmth in this winter chill. Would be much better if would be a much better trade if you had the time to watch plays and such together. Yeah, but you take what you can get. Yeah, that's true. A box of luxury brand saltine crackers rattles about in Marissa's hand. Koi peeks over, grimaces. Ugh, these things. Don't like him? Grabbed a pack while I was walking across the country, starved, shoveled a handful in my mouth. Dry crackers and salt are not the best things to eat while you're also dehydrated at the same time. That can't have been good. The worst part after all that coughing collapsing was that I was still hungry. Yeah, that happens, yep. Took an annoying amount of willpower now to try and shovel another handful in. Mercer shares Koi's grim look, and the two put the box back on onto its shelf. Good thing too. Pretty sure that box is expired. I was gonna say. I like Koi would say that. Oh no, it's expired. Don't touch that other girl name. I've completely forgotten the names. I know one is Marissa, but then Marissa is the no. Yeah, Marissa. That's your name. I totally remember that. Yeah, I totally remember that. Yeah. Should get to throwing it away out once these two are done here. That should be everything I have over here. All right, so those three are done. Could go for a coffee for now. About now, think we've seen everything we wanted to see. Yeah. Whoa, that's a nice transition. That happened at the beginning. I know, but I completely forgot about that. Okay, shush. The two take a seat by the railing, looking out into the winter landscape. Marissa presses the back of her hand to the glass. Eyes narrow, eyebrow raises. Koi looks through the menu. Front, back. Lowers her standards. Front, back. Okay. Can I get the two of you anything to drink to start? Coffee's fine. Black. Coffee as well. Cream and sugar for me. Quick nod, plodding down the steps, blinking away. I'm a witch! Haha! I blink away! Pot still warm, with a fresh enough batch pouring them to order. Take a moment in the kitchen, give them a moment to talk, look over the menu. Small talk, overlapping orders, a compromise. There, the two of them are looking at the window for a moment. Teleport back and set down the drinks. Here you two are. A nod and a smile from Marissa and a testing sip. Koi, meanwhile, nearly jumps in her seat. Never gets old. It's quite good, thank you. Okay, I have to ask, how are you doing all of that? Magic. She blinks blankly in response, nothing more said than taking a sip from her coffee. I have to admit, I'm surprised you of all people are shocked at magic. Considering, though, stuff that you had to deal with. A tone of illusion with stuff, Koi sighs. Yeah, it does seem silly when you put it like that, but can you blame me? Suppose not. The two take another sip, and I nod to take my leave. I look from Marissa. She nods to the empty stool by the counter. I sit, though I do wonder why she wanted me to stick around. I look over from Koi, an approving nod, a smile. A passing moment. Marissa looks into her cup in thought. Koi into the eyes of Marissa. Feels as if a conversation is happening and I can't listen in. 1,000 words needing to be said but not knowing where to start. Or it's just simple silence and tension you could cut with a knife. Feel the need to speak, if only to break the silence. You know, even if you don't end up buying anything, it was a joy to have you visit my shop. Really? Of course, always had the most interesting things to say to just about anything. Usually folk just come in, take a look at a few things and leave quietly. Thanks, I guess. Shame being more interesting doesn't translate to being better buyers. Whole shop full of stuff and it feels like there's nothing to buy. Hear the sentiment more than you think, dear. Still, what can you do? Market research? What can you do that it doesn't involve hiring more people? Yeah, market research. Makes sense. Should do that, definitely. A shrug and a sip of acceptance. Would be a shame to walk out with nothing, but it does feel like what you do with most of this stuff. Not that it's useless, but there's just no time, no space, no drive. Yeah, there used to be so much more free time back then. A wistful sigh. 2 blinks. a twinge in the left eye. Wait, no, there wasn't. What am I talking about? Marissa? It was about as close to non-stop studying as possible. Always some sort of essay or project or test on the horizon. Even vacations ended up busy with something or some other, especially with my folks. Grumbling down into her coffee, a slouch to her posture. For what it's worth, it's been nice spending the little bits of time together. Yeah, yeah. A quick crossing of fingers, a sly smile. A bit of a bitter taste, though. Looking back, never had any time for a hobby or interest of my own. She looks towards me, elbow to bar, hand to chin. You know, Koei and me moved here just about a year ago. Coming up on 2. Both of us have been swamped with work and responsibilities, still trying to get our bearings. Don't think I've been surrounded by as many people as I am now. Yet when I took the bus, night unable to pierce the city's glow of streets and storefronts, I never felt more alone. City where you can do anything but accomplish nothing. Quite a familiar feeling. When I took over, all I did was squirrel away and read books for most of the year. Took a chance meeting over the holidays like this one to make any new friends. Seems like chance meetings are in vogue nowadays. She shares a knowing look to Koei, looking back at me. A slight rise to her cheek. Was hoping you'd stick around when I asked. Was hoping we'd be able to make friends by the day's end. Just out and saying it, Marissa? Well, not much reason to keep it secret. Was thinking the same thing, dearie. Would love to have you to go around the shop more if you'd care to visit. Of course, would love to. It's a pretty cozy place. Could lounge and spend the whole day in here. A contemplative sip of coffee, a moment to watch the snow fall out the window. We still haven't gotten anything for the holidays, though. A new friend is nice, though. Not disputing that, but a thing would be nice, you know. Excuse you, I'm a thing as well. They call me Thingy Thing. Souvenir of today, something to look back on, or disgruntled breath, tutting. Poor choice of words. Would want something that I could sell at the shop one day. A storied thing, something that we could infuse with meaning. Something magical. Flinch, consider, sigh. I guess. I clap my hands together. A practice pitch comes out in my mind that I immediately forget. Well, I happen to have the perfect thing for you two. Come on, it's just past this door. You mean the outline on the wall was a door? Kind of figured that you just have moved some furniture around. It's a new thing, alright? Figured it could use more mystique than just being a door. The pair share a chuckle at my nonplussed look. Alright, lead the way. Whoa. Wow, okay. Huh, nice robes. They yours? Koei points to the mounted robe on the wall. Dark linen absorbs whirls of gold trim, twisting into folds like a steam. Not mine. Consignment, remember? So it's a good set, much like the one I used to wear back in the day. Good general set of defensive enchantments, healing, and comfort, just about anything you'd need. Wow, fancy. Enchantments, how do those work? Sort of weave kind of spells into whatever you want to enchant. Literally weave when it comes to robes like these. The trim is basically writing. And the enchantments just work afterwards? They'll need regular upkeep, of course. Which reminds me that this one hasn't had any of that upkeep in a while. Oops. Shame. Sounded like it'd be pretty useful. Dunno, Koei. Seems a bit ostentatious to wear about. Yeah, with the gold trimmings. Walking down the alley with my gold trimmed robes. Oh, doing magic all around. True, and I think it'll be too bulky to once winter is over. You think anything in like t-shirt size? Unfortunately not. Most enchanted clothing tends to be big hats and big robes. Makes sense. How does that make sense? If you're interested, could teach you to enchanting myself. Ooh, you could do that? I had to double check, but I'm pretty sure I have the relevant supplies laying around. Would be a difficult thing to start from scratch, though. Might be a year before anything worthwhile comes of it. Hey, we have plenty of time. Hardly seems like a waste of time to visit you regularly, too. Blah, 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 blah. Wasn't it just like some time ago where you said that you weren't having enough time, so like you couldn't come here? You flatter me, dears. If you're interested, might as well take the robe with you. Getting used to wearing enchanted clothing isn't as difficult, but still something that you should learn. Okay. The two walk up to a beautiful carved jewelry box, gently picking it up. Gold trimmings latch and polished mahogany wood shine even in this dim light. Can feel them hold their breath as they gently open the box and release in disappointment. Peeking inside, a bunch of jewelry, rings, necklaces, bracelets made of iron and quartz. Oh, I thought I put this box away. Are these even magical? Barely. They're practice pieces made by students studying enchanting. A light flickers on Marissa's eyes. Studying enchanting? Yeah, your standard kind of college class, 2-3 years. Could go through about a couple of hundred of these things, learning it and all. If I could only talk properly as well, but I kept around this canon. Seems a bit wasteful, but why not reuse them? Too much effort compared to their cost. They usually end up melted down, tossed in the trash, or stored in a box like this, forgotten. Marissa's foot starts to fidget about, picking up a ring, holding it to the light. Do you happen to have any of these cheap jewelry about? Looking into enchanting yourself, dear? That obvious, huh? Willow said that it was a college course, right? Is there anyone that teach you? Too expectantly gaze in my direction. I'm not the best teachers, dears, but I suppose. I think that there's a textbook around here somewhere. Give you that box of enchantment pieces. Meet up every 2 week or so. That'd sound like a remarkably good idea. I mean, if I'm getting free lessons with my purchase, I mean that's like a great deal. Just saying. Could take a look around a bit more, maybe. Okay, cauldron. A dark iron pot sits on top of the table. Its weight and heft are obvious, but there's a hidden thrum of power, a pulse you feel as you near it. Ooh, that's a fancy soup pot. That's a cauldron, dear. Sounds like something for a soup, then. It's for brewing potions. Potent things that can harm and heal, and enchant and empower. Does it stop it from being able to make soup? It even sounds like it'd make a really good soup from that description. Heave a defeated long sigh, a roll of the eyes. It makes really good soup, too. Sounds perfect, then. Say we wanted to make a potion or two as well, though. How would that work? That's largely a function of what's available, admittedly. Shouldn't be too hard to scrounge up a recipe book, though. I'm sure there's a few useful things that can be brewed with common ingredients. And if not, we'll at least have soup. At least there's soup. That's true, at least there's soup. There's a book, that book was not there before. Ooh, what's this thing? Marissa gently puts her hand on the planter, testing its weight before picking it up. It's a terrarium of sorts. Potion brewing usually takes plants, but they're usually not available year-round. She brings it up to her face in response, wide eyes, amazed at the deep blue glow of the budding plant. Normally these things are much larger, basically full indoor gardens. Little planters like these are either for ingredients you need less of or just as a decoration. Are they hard to take care of? Don't have the best record of plants. Even hardier ones tend to wilt for me. A different skill set compared to usual plant care. The planter takes care of the plant, but some of them have esoteric requirements. Nothing too detrimental, I would hope. Like the sacrificing of babies, the blood of virgins to be given to the planter box. Oh, no, nothing like that. Odd feeding schedules, abstract concepts being considered sustenance, non-stop glowing even if you're trying to sleep. Some of the stuff I could live with. Want to get it? It would look nice on a windowsill. Could do a bit more looking around. I guess the book. Ooh, is this an actual spell book? Her eyes glisten with awe, gently guiding a finger along the leather-bound front cover. Front booker cover. Yeah. Gently, she flips open the book, Koi peeking over from the side. Reading the passage to the glimmer slowly fading. Close. It's a genuine spellbook. Casting theory, a lot of technical details, and efficiency statistics. Oh, come on. Sorry, dear. Spellcasting is not nearly as magical as it may seem. Building habits, practice, study, droll work. But it's worth it in the end, right? With being able to cast magic. Oh, come on. I'd like to say otherwise, but there's a lot of combat and utility magic that you just never really use. There aren't that many daily situations where you need to drop a fireball in, you know? Debatable, but I get it. Fireball! Would it be possible to learn, like just from the textbook? Perhaps, though, you would be better served with a teacher or tutor. Pause. Expectant eyes staring me down. Neither of which I am. Aww. But one of my employees is doing a bit of teaching herself. Might be able to take a new student. Ooh. You can still pick up the book, too. Plenty of experience and knowledge that you can pick up just reading through all of it. Honestly, I think that is cool, but the spell book is probably the best. Because I can learn combat magic and stuff like that. And that's the most cliche thing to get. But it's either the spell book or this. I would either get one of these two. Or this. Honestly, actually, all of them are just great. I'll just use the spell book. Why not? Alright, I'll get the pack for you. Not sure if I have the rest in the set. Maybe in paperback? Aww. That's great. That's really great. Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah, it was just a little cute little not Christmas, like a winter visual novel that I wanted to play that I just saw on Itch, and I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you are doing great this winter. You deserve to, and that's about it. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and bye bye.